Our MC goes to a hotel to help his mom catch his cheating dad, but the girl who opens the door is the school Belle.
And instead of being shocked, she drags him straight into the room and torments him all night long.
When they finally open the door the next morning, completely exhausted, his dad is standing right across the hallway. The dad gives him this incredibly smug look, making our boy so angry he storms straight into his room. But what he sees inside completely breaks his brain. To understand this crazy setup, we have to go back. Our guy actually regressed to the day of his college entrance exams. In his past life, 3 days after the test, a massive disaster went down when his father, Wang Qiang, got caught red-handed cheating on his mom. The trash dad fell to his death from an 8th-floor window. When his mom, Shi Ranran, rushed over, she got into a horrific car accident and died instantly. Losing both parents in under an hour completely shattered him and ruined his entire life.
He spent his entire previous life trapped in absolute misery. But with this regression,
a cold sweat breaks out from pure excitement. Heaven really gave him a second chance. He is going to stop that double tragedy no matter what. Honestly, he does not care if his trash dad survives. But his mother must be saved at all costs. Still, that incident is a few days away. Right now, his biggest problem is the chemistry exam sitting directly in front of him.
Seriously, he took this test over a decade ago. At this point, he has to rely on his perfect 5.0 vision.
He sneaks a few quick glances to borrow some luck. Finally, the exam bell rings. Walking out of the classroom, he looks around at the schoolyard, a view that feels both incredibly familiar and totally strange. It feels completely surreal, but as he makes his way down the stairs,
he spots a plastic soda bottle on the ground. Feeling a bit playful after regressing,
he gives it a hard kick, but instead of flying toward the trash can, it launches straight forward and strikes with a loud thud. It lands right on the balding head of the dean of students. The furious teacher whips around and storms right over, yelling to find out who did it. Our guy quickly scans the area and slowly points at a gorgeous girl nearby, claiming it was her. He knows her very well. This is Huang Rong, the absolute #1 school belle. She is also his classmate. In his past life, he was way too busy simp-chasing his crush, Liu Ruyan, to ever talk to her. Plus, rumor has it this icy goddess has a serious violent streak. Sure enough, when he looks over at Huang Rong, her face is already dark with anger. Her eyes are literally shooting daggers, and she looks totally ready to throw hands. But as a regressed middle-aged soul, is he supposed to be scared of a high schooler? Time to play nice. He steps in, telling the dean that Huang Rong did not mean to do it and was just aiming for the trash. She just missed, so he offers an apology on her behalf and asks the dean not to be mad. Huang Rong just stares at him with an icy, silent glare. But surprisingly, she does not deny it at all and actually takes the blame. Now that is wild.
Our MC is completely baffled by this, but the situation plays out exactly as you would expect.
Instead of screaming, the dean just smiles warmly and says it is totally fine. He even asks how her exams went. Talk about massive double standards. If our guy had admitted to kicking that bottle, he would have been completely cooked. And it is not just because she gets top grades. Her dad is literally the chief of police. Plus, her mom is a high-ranking government official. Once the dean finally walks away, our boy tries to slip away immediately, but Huang Rong cold snaps. Did you really think you could run?
No shot. 2.5 minutes later,
he gets tackled straight into a flower bed, with the school goddess pinning him down on his waist. She twists his ear hard, teasingly asking why he is not running anymore. She pins him down, furious that Wang Wei actually dared to frame her. She demands payback. He struggles in vain. Recognizing he is totally trapped, he begs Huang Rong to get off him. He warns her people are watching, but she does not care. He worries they will look like a couple, but she shrugs it off. He asks if she will take responsibility if he never finds a wife. He asks if she wants their future kids to take his name. Huang Rong scoffs at his wishful thinking, but at this exact moment, a crowd of passing students starts gossiping, and the guys are totally losing it. They claim they would gladly get beaten to a pulp just to trade places with him. Listening to all the pointing and whispering, Wang Wei feels incredibly embarrassed. Plus, this girl might actually punch him straight into the hospital. He just got reborn to rewrite his tragic past, so he cannot let her ruin things. He already swallowed his pride, but this stubborn girl is completely unyielding. After thinking frantically, a brilliant plan finally pops into his head. He struggles to turn his head, locks eyes with her, and fakes some deep emotion. With a deeply dramatic look, he sighs and tells her it is fine. He confesses he has liked her for ages, asking her to be his girlfriend. Hearing this sudden confession, Huang Rong is completely stunned. The next second, he screams in pain because his plan completely backfires. Instead of running away embarrassed, she reaches down and pinches his waist hard. She calls him a total bastard, pointing out he just confessed to Liu Ruyan. Now he claims to like her, demanding to know if she is just a backup option.
She threatens to break all 3 of his legs if he ever tries that again.
With that, she stands up, flips her ponytail, and struts away. He groans, crawling up to sit on the ground, and lifts his shirt to check. Talk about brutal. He is covered in bruises. But just then, a high-pitched, fake cutesy voice calls out his name as a girl approaches from behind. He looks at the pretty girl standing before him, and a flood of memories returns. In his past life, he simped for this girl for 3 years, confessing right before exams. She rejected him, of course, but kept him on the hook like a total green tea. She never gave a straight rejection, constantly leading him on. She kept giving him false hope, and he never actually got to be with her. In fact, the moment his family went bankrupt, she ruthlessly kicked him out of her life. She ended up with some random delinquent. Honestly, seeing her face again is wild. She casually asks how his exams went and says she is tired. Then she suggests they grab dinner at a new Japanese restaurant down the street. She tosses her heavy backpack right at him, acting like letting him carry it is a supreme honor. And of course, paying for her expensive dinner is supposed to be his absolute privilege. But our regression MC is built different now. He does not move a single muscle. The pink bag drops straight to the floor, and Liu Ruyan immediately scowls. He looks at her innocently, asking if she forgot she already rejected him. Liu Ruyan freezes in shock for a second, then starts getting visibly annoyed. She scolds him for being childish, asking if he forgot what she told him. She plays the classic card, claiming they should just wait until college. She tells him that letting him buy her dinner was actually giving him a way out. What more does he want? He just stares at Liu Ruyan's arrogant face. Then our boy grins and straight up tells Liu Ruyan to lose his number. He is not worthy. He turns and walks away, leaving her behind, fuming. Honestly, what a satisfying moment. Honestly, he is rushing to see his mom with zero time for this manipulator. Stepping off the bus, he sees the gates of Kuiyuan Area 1 right across. Looking at these familiar yet distant streets, his eyes start to water. So many emotions. In his past life, graduation meant escaping. He sold this place to escape the city and build a career elsewhere. It has been nearly 20 years, yet everything looks exactly like his memories. At Unit 1, Apartment 301, he knocks, terrified this regression is just a dream. Scared a stranger might answer, he waits until the door finally swings open. There she is, wearing an apron, alive and well. She asks if Wei is back and if the exam was tough. Hearing her gentle, long-lost voice, he can't hold back his tears anymore. He rushes forward, hugging his mother, Shi Ranran, tightly. She works as a nurse at Zhongshan City Traditional Medicine Hospital. She took time off during college entrance exams just to look after him. But seeing him come home crying hysterically makes her heart drop. Fearing the worst, she demands to know if Wang Wei cheated on the exam. His mom is usually gentle, but when she gets serious, she's terrifying. She hits harder than his dad. Did he get caught cheating, she asks. Were you disqualified? Wang Wei wipes his face and quickly denies it. She looks totally baffled. Then she remembers something. Did your confession get rejected again? He's shocked she even knows. She chuckles, saying someone told her, adding that love goes both ways. If she's not interested, stop obsessing. You're barely even grown up yet. Do you even know what to do with a girl? He's completely speechless. Classic nurse humor. Don't corrupt the kid, Mom. Crying over a girl during exams? You really have your priorities messed up. She warns him that his dad already made his stance clear. If he can't even get into college, he's gonna lay bricks. Wang Wei quickly explains that his confession was just a joke anyway. He claims he only cried because he noticed her new wrinkles. Realizing she's growing older before he can even repay her hits hard. His mom immediately pushes him away to check the mirror, feeling relieved. She calls him a brat for scaring her. He smiles at her vanity. His mood completely brightens up, remembering all the nights he missed her. Now that she is right here in front of him, nothing else matters. He glances at the clock, suddenly asking where her husband is. Honestly, calling that man dad feels wrong. Old dog Wang doesn't deserve it. His mom rolls her eyes, saying his dad is working overtime tonight. His face darkens. Overtime at the office? Or is he busy in another woman's bed? Time to investigate tonight.
After dinner, Wang Wei makes a quick excuse to go clear his head and heads out.
His mom claims the dad is working overtime, but Wang Wei isn't buying it for a second. He decides to check the dad's office first, but the moment he steps off the bus, boom, he spots his scumbag father, Wang Qiang, rushing out of the main gate. The man is clutching a bag and walking fast, so Wang Wei quietly tails him. He watches Wang Qiang turn a corner and slip right into the infamous Hongri Hotel. Seriously, this old pervert just cannot stay away from this trashy place. Today is literally college entrance exam day, and this man is here fooling around with another woman? Wang Wei's blood absolutely boils, but he has to stay focused to save his mother. Honestly, he wants to just walk away and let this complete scumbag rot. But despite wanting to leave him to his fate, Wang Wei still steps inside. Keeping a safe distance, he follows as Wang Qiang heads straight upstairs. The elevator stops on the 8th floor, but his exact room remains a mystery. Thinking fast, Wang Wei approaches the receptionist and asks for a quick favor. He tells her his dad is staying here and accidentally took his exam admission ticket. But he doesn't know the room number. The receptionist looks up in shock, asking what he just called her. Keep in mind, a modern term like little sister was not common in this era yet. When Wang Wei awkwardly corrects himself to auntie, she quickly tells him little sister is actually much better. She tells him to stick with little sister and offers to look up his dad's name. But after digging through the system, she can't find anyone registered under the name Wang Qiang. So her guy drops another name, Xiao Mei Li, the actual mistress his dad is cheating with. Boom, there it is, room 801, but as she gives him the room number, she gets suspicious and asks how that works since he is supposed to be looking for his dad. Is this Xiao Mei Li his mother? Wang Wei quickly shakes his head and says no. He claims she's his aunt instead and immediately bolts straight for the elevators. The receptionist is totally dazed, forgetting that she was actually supposed to call up and verify. But thanks to Wang Wei's quick distraction, he gets away with it and rushes to the 8th floor. He finally spots the door to room 801, but right at that moment, room 802 directly across the hall swings open, and Wang Wei instinctively turns around. Standing there is the last person he expects to see, the school's boxing beauty, Huang Rong. Their eyes lock instantly, and the tension in the hallway goes through the roof. Huang Rong goes from shocked to annoyed in a second, instantly grabbing Wang Wei by the ear. She drags him forcefully right into room 802 and slams the door shut. He panics, yelling for her to let go and asking what she's even doing. He threatens to fight back, but she effortlessly pins him flat against the wall. She sneers, asking what he means by that when she should be the one questioning him. She asks if he completely lost his mind after getting rejected by the school goddess Liu Ruyan. She accuses him of stalking her here, while Wang Wei's brain is still processing the absolute chaos. This is wild! Why on earth is the school's top female boxer staying in this hotel? Snapping out of it, Wang Wei scans the room and realizes she's completely alone. The desk lamp is glowing and the table is covered in textbook stacks and practice exams. It looks like she was just quietly studying, so he naturally asks why she's here. Huang Rong just glares back at him, asking if she needs to report her life to him. But then it clicks. We are literally in the middle of the college entrance exams. Some students find their homes too noisy or distant, so they just book a hotel room. Standard move, seeing our boy Wang Wei still looking around like a clueless tourist. Huang Rong slaps his face a few times, saying he's got some real nerve. Stalking her is wild, and she tells Wang Wei she always thought he was dumb. But now she realizes he's actually a bit out of his mind. Our boy is stunned. She thinks he's the stupid one, this little brat. Who's she calling stupid when she got played like a fool by Liu Ruyan? Getting manipulated for 3 whole years without waking up is the definition of stupid.
Honestly, Wang Wei has to admit his past self was pretty dumb.
But not anymore. He's completely cut ties with that toxic girl. She asks what that has to do with her and why he's still following her.
But he didn't follow her. She literally dragged him into the room.
He's actually looking for his dad, which makes Huang Rong freeze for 3 seconds. She snorts coldly, saying he has a death wish looking for his dad in her room. Pouting, Wang Wei just points and says his dad is actually in room 801. This time, Huang Rong freezes for a solid 7 seconds, replaying everything in her head. Realizing she completely misunderstood, her face blushes a bright shade of red. Flustered, she quickly shoves him out as the door swings open.
She pushes him to the hallway, telling him to pretend they never met today.
Nothing happened here, she warns, but before she can even finish, the door to room 801 flies open, and his dad Wang Qiang steps out. The dad is completely stunned seeing his son and Huang Rong together. He looks back and forth with wide eyes, asking what they are doing here. But Wang Wei cuts him off, calling out how weird this whole situation is. Mom said he was working overtime, yet here he is living it up in a hotel. Since the room door is still open, our boy Wang Wei just charges straight inside. He wants to or maybe even a girl wearing absolutely nothing. Wang Qiang is completely losing his mind. He rushes over to grab him, telling Xiao Wei to get out, but it is already too late. Bro, what? Inside are literally 4 grown men playing mahjong. Our main character is completely dumbfounded at this point, and honestly, I did not see this coming.
There is not a single woman in sight, but he actually recognizes 2 of them.
Meet Zhou Daochai, one of his father's co-workers. He's a project manager at Dongfang 3 Swords, and the other guy is Sun Mingyong. Sun is the chief engineer, but the other 2 guys are complete strangers. Xiao Wei knows Zhou Daochai best, because back in his past life, after his parents passed away, Zhou Daochai stepped up and helped a ton. He even handed over some cash, claiming it was compensation from the company. But Wang Qiang died in the most shameful way, and his mistress, Xiao Mei Li, was his subordinate. Worse yet, Xiao Mei Li later claimed she was coerced. So the company owed nothing, and his actions were totally illegal. That is why Xiao Wei was so incredibly grateful that Zhou Daochai brought him that money anyway. Zhou Daochai looks up and asks if that is Xiao Wei coming to find his dad. Smiling, he jokes about the upcoming exams. The old man does not care at all and will probably end up kneeling on a washboard at home. Wang Qiang just chuckles, claiming he is just super busy.
Glad we are finally done. You guys have fun.
Wang Qiang decides to take his son home first, dragging Xiao Wei out. He softly shuts the door and spots Huang Rong still standing outside room 802. Honestly, she is easily over 165 centimeters tall and looks gorgeous. Her bright eyes seem completely locked onto his son. At this point, the dad gets super awkward because he thinks his son actually pulled a move. He assumes they slept together and tries to play the cool, understanding father. He asks Xiao Wei to introduce them. Is she his classmate?
Xiao Wei says yes, her name is Huang, which instantly catches the dad off guard.
Wait, he thought her name was Liu, but Huang Rong just sneers at him. She coldly states she is Huang Rong, not Liu. She explains she is only standing there to make one thing absolutely clear. They are classmates and nothing more, so he should not get any ideas.
The dad quickly backtracks. Oh, my bad, classmate Huang.
He says it is fine, especially since they still have college exams. Other things can wait, but young people sometimes act without thinking. So if they do anything, they must remember to use protection.
I did not see that coming. Huang Rong's face drops instantly as she snaps that it is not necessary.
She spins around and slams her hotel door shut. The dad gulps, standing there looking like a total clown. He asks his son if he said something wrong, but Xiao Wei just walks away. Wang Qiang runs after him, calling him a brat for walking so fast.
He claims his son is guilty, but Xiao Wei is clean.
Our main character fires back that the dad is the guilty one. The dad acts defensive, claiming he caught the boy red-handed. He demands to know what is going on with that Huang girl. The exam ended at 5 p.m., and they came straight to a hotel. As the dad keeps nagging, Xiao Wei's past life hatred starts boiling over. He snaps back, telling his dad to worry about his own mess. Instead of working overtime, the dad was actually gambling in a hotel. The dad panics, yelling at him for mentioning affairs. Xiao Wei warns him that whatever he does, he better not hurt his mother. Otherwise, things will get ugly, and Xiao Wei suddenly spins around. He glares at Wang Qiang with absolute cold fury. With lifetime levels of regression hatred, his gaze actually makes the dad shiver. Realizing something is seriously off, the dad tries to act tough. He demands to know why his son is looking at him like a criminal. He claims he wants to make things clear right now. Those guys inside were important bosses from headquarters, and it was strictly business. They only just finished, and the bosses wanted to play some mahjong. He complains he had no choice, pretending he actually wanted to go home. But Xiao Wei drops a total bombshell. What about Xiao Mei Li? The dad freezes up, wondering what she has to do with this.
He stammers that she is just an office clerk with no business there.
Xiao Wei smirks. Aren't you her boss, so she is there for you?
His dad asks if he is trying to pick a fight today.
Or is he just scared his dad will tell his mom? Xiao Wei looks up. He tells his dad he heard some crazy gossip in the company restroom. Apparently, everyone is saying his dad is having an affair with Xiao Mei Li. Hearing this, Wang Qiang instantly loses his mind and starts raging at the rumors. He looks at Xiao Wei, swearing on his life.
He insists there is nothing between them because that woman looks like a horse.
She is nowhere near his mom, and he would have to be blind.
Xiao Wei asks him to swear, forcing the dad to double down.
Wang Qiang looks at his son, realizing this is not a joke anymore. He suddenly understands that this situation is incredibly serious to the kid. If he does not handle this carefully, it could ruin his son's future. So the dad quickly agrees to make a serious oath. He swears that if he ever touched Xiao Mei Li, his son will fail college. Qiao Wei is shocked, asking why he would use his college exams as a curse. But his dad asks if his future isn't the most important thing to him. He offers to change the oath to prove he is dead serious about this. He swears may lightning strike him down and may his next son... Wait. May his next son be completely cursed. That should finally prove his innocence. Xiao Wei keeps staring at his dad's eyes, looking for any micro-expressions. But there is absolutely no hesitation or guilt in his dad's face. This oath is brutally extreme, making him wonder about his dad's past tragedy. Could there actually be a hidden conspiracy? This is wild. This realization completely blows his mind because he spent 20 years hating his dad. He cursed him countless times and even scattered his ashes in anger. A cold sweat breaks out on his back as his dad pats him.
His dad tells him not to scare him, offering to fix this.
He wants to call Xiao Mei Li and go to the office immediately. They need to find the rumor starter before it ruins his college entrance exams. Xiao Wei pinches his finger, letting the pain snap him back to reality. The restroom gossip was just a total bluff, so there is no one. He shakes his head, claiming he did not believe the rumor either. He just wanted to warn his dad and tells him to keep quiet. His dad agrees, but then asks about that other girl. Xiao Wei says there is nothing to tell, and they finally head home. He locks himself in his room to study, but instead he reconstructs the past. He replays his dad's death. Back then, he was in an internet cafe. His childhood friend's mom found him there to deliver the devastating news. The police had raided a hotel room and caught his dad in a sting. In a panic, his dad fell out the window and died instantly. Everything was hearsay, but the woman, Xiao Mei Li, actually confessed to it. She claimed workplace harassment, and they even found his dad's DNA on her. With both physical and verbal evidence, it was an absolutely airtight case. There was zero room for doubt, unless this was all a massive setup. If a conspiracy is possible, then Xiao Mei Li is definitely hiding the truth. That night, Wang Wei is tossing and turning, his mind absolutely racing.
Did the universe seriously throw him a regression cheat code?
Letting him go back to this exact moment to clear his dad's name. But what if he gets yanked back? Proving his dad isn't a scumbag is key. Getting a second chance, he doesn't care about being rich. He just wants peace of mind. He stares at the ceiling until midnight. Finally, he drifts off. By 8:30 a.m. the next morning, he's at school. And of course, he bumps straight into the local player, Liu Ruyan. He just ignores her. No drama today. But she isn't having it. She actually chases after him, shouting. Everyone starts staring, including a classmate named Huang Rong who just exited the restroom. Seeing Wang Wei ignore her, Huang Rong is low-key loving this. Annoyed, he stops dead and whips around. Liu Ruyan almost faceplants right into him. He cold eyes her. Got a problem? She's completely stunned. This cold attitude from him is totally new.
Deep down, she's actually offended that he's not spoiling her anymore.
She forces a fake smile anyway. Come on, Wei, stop being childish. She tries acting cute, holding up an egg pancake bought just for him.
She knows it's his favorite. He just stares at the pancake.
Her eyes are literally welling up. Honestly, this girl's acting skills are top tier.
If he hadn't regressed and known her toxic nature, he'd be fooled.
Instead, he just gives her a dry smile. No thanks, I'm good. I already ate. And another thing, I don't even like those pancakes anymore. Nearby, Huang Rong can't help but smirk. Looks like the idiot finally woke up, but Liu Ruyan is losing her mind. The drop-off is too brutal. She looks at him totally pitiful. Wang Wei, please. What do I even have to do for things to go back to normal? He lets out a cold laugh. Tell you what, come over and kiss me. Do that, and maybe I'll think about it. Instantly, she freezes. Panic sets in. Remember, she's a master manipulator with multiple guys hooked. Kissing him in broad daylight would basically ruin her reputation with the others.
No shot. She stammers. Wang Wei, can we just...
Her face goes pale as she frantically tries to cook up an excuse. Seeing her squirm is just boring, so he walks away. Huang Rong is bursting. She snorts and laughs out loud. That's when Wang Wei finally spots her. So classmate Huang Rong was lurking in the shadows, eavesdropping on everything. He walks over, teasing her that spying on people is bad behavior. Looking her up and down, he realizes she's the one who's actually fun to tease.
She scoffs, claiming she was standing right there in the open the entire time.
She tries to act tough, but her gossiping side instantly takes over.
She asks if he's really done with Liu Ruyan. He smirks. Why, trying to slide in? She rolls her eyes. Dream on, buddy. The sun is already up.
He laughs, bringing up how someone literally dragged a guy into an alley last night.
Panicking, she slaps her hand over his mouth, her eyes shooting pure daggers. Her look says it all. Speak another word and you're dead. Seriously, let go. Why are your hands all wet? Is that actually pee on them? He immediately bolts for his life with the school beauty hot on his heels. Running like a wild dog off its leash while Liu Ruyan watches them in disbelief. She is suddenly getting super annoyed. Like, did Wang Wei actually give up on them? Did he really change targets to go after Huang Rong? No shot. That is impossible. There is no way Huang Rong would ever like him anyway. Soon, the exam finally starts. Today's exam is English, and since he read tons of English books in his past life, he absolutely breezes through the paper in record time and gives it a quick double check. Everything feels totally fine, so he just goes right to sleep. The final bell rings, marking the absolute end of the last exam. The 1999 college entrance exams are finally over as he stands downstairs. He looks up at the sky filled with youthful energy. The big test is done. He is still living in this past timeline, wondering how much a tiny butterfly like him can change the future. Can he stir up a massive storm? Maybe, but his absolute #1 goal is saving his mother. It is time to make a move and investigate Xiaomei Li. He heads straight to the school gates. Unexpectedly, our guy actually spots his absolute deadbeat of a dad, Wang Qiang, standing there. The guy is hanging out behind the big iron gates, smoking and talking with another man. They are whispering about something as he squeezes through the crowd. Overhearing the conversation between his deadbeat dad and that man completely blows his mind. It really sounds like they have been close for ages. They even know each other's wives. But they are also constantly roasting and undermining each other the entire time. Definitely not the most peaceful vibe. Wait, that other guy looks weirdly familiar.
He just can't place him yet. Hey, Xiao Wei is finally done with the exams.
How did you do? Wang Qiang asks with a big smile the moment he spots his son. It was fine, he replies casually. Then his dad offers to introduce him to his friend. This is my old school classmate who is a teacher, and his daughter is also taking the exam today. You two might even know each other, his dad says, as our guy smiles politely.
He greets the uncle, who pats his shoulder and compliments how handsome he is. He doesn't look like you at all, making Wang Qiang's face immediately darken.
The man laughs. Chill, old Wang. I just mean your son takes after his mother.
Don't overthink it. But just as those words leave his mouth, a beautiful girl walks right up to them and calls the uncle her dad.
Why are you here? She asks, in a voice that sounds weirdly familiar. He turns his head and oh my God, it is his ultimate crush, Huang Rong. No wonder that guy looked so familiar. He is literally the father of his ultimate dream girl.
This man is Huang Liang, the head of the detective squad, whom he barely knew in his past life.
He had only seen the detective on TV a few times, which is why he didn't recognize him. But the last time Huang Liang made the news back then, it definitely wasn't for something good.
He never expected this famous detective to actually be classmates with his deadbeat father. Right then, Huang Liang turns around and introduces Wang Qiang to his daughter.
Huang Rong looks slightly surprised, but quickly bows very politely to Wang Qiang with a shy smile. She sweetly greets him as Uncle Wang, which completely leaves Wang Qiang standing there in total shock.
Wait, isn't this the same girl who checked into a hotel room with his rascal of a son?
Oh my God, she is actually his old friend's daughter, he thinks, glancing over at Huang Liang. A sneaky grin starts forming on his face, because he has heard quite a few things. Uncle Huang is a total overprotective girl dad. If he finds out his precious daughter is being swept off her feet by Wang Wei, his reaction is going to be hilarious. But would the old man actually lose his mind and start bullying Wang Wei?
Keeping things low-key for now is definitely the play. After freezing for a few seconds, Wang Qiang laughs and tells Huang Liang he is incredibly blessed to have such a fairy-like daughter.
He warns him that matchmakers will probably be breaking down his door any day now. Hearing his daughter get hyped up makes Huang Liang happier than any compliment about himself. His face completely wrinkles up with pride as Huang Rong turns to Wang Wei to ask, "Hey,
How did you do on the exam?" Wang Wei just smiles and says it went pretty well.
Huang Liang blinks in shock. Wait, Xiao Wei, you two actually know each other? Huang Rong giggles and says they have been in the same class for 6 whole years. Wang Qiang pipes up with a grin, calling them genuine childhood sweethearts.
Uncle Huang's mouth twitches instantly as he shoots a sharp side-eye at Wang Wei. He immediately tenses up. There is no way he is letting his own precious,
hard-earned daughter get snatched away by this sneaky Wang family.
He decides right then to keep her far away from his son, muttering that classmates are not sweethearts.
They are not even close to that, Huang Liang grunts defensively.
He quickly tries to change the subject, asking how Wang Qiang even got to the school.
Did you buy a car? Wang Qiang just chuckles and says cars are way too expensive these days. Huang Liang seizes the chance to brag, pointing out their brand new Buick parked nearby. He claims taking the bus is pure torture in this heat and offers them a ride. Huang Rong gives her dad a weird look because this petty flexing is totally unlike him. Honestly, seeing a former police captain act this childish is kind of hilarious. Wang Wei jumps right on it, thanking Uncle Huang for the free ride. He definitely did not want to cram onto a sweaty bus. Now, Huang Liang only wanted to show off.
But he never actually intended to drive them home.
But now that they are in, seeing his precious little girl sitting right next to Wang Wei makes him want to slap himself for offering. Why did he have to flex? Meanwhile, the two teens piling into the sedan is spotted by a massive crowd of students leaving the school. And yep, the former school beauty, Liu Ruyan, is watching this go down too. The rumor mill immediately goes wild, with people already whispering that they are engaged. While local boys are literally crying inside, Liu Ruyan feels a sharp sting of jealousy.
Inside the car, the two dads are chatting away like old friends.
But there is definitely some hilariously tense subtext to their conversation. That is when Huang Rong quietly slides over an open notebook. Wang Wei looks down and notices a line of neat, elegant handwriting. She wrote down why he passed on Liu Ruyan's invitation to the karaoke bar.
Why would he skip such a perfect chance? He glances up at her, amused.
He grabs his pen and quickly scribbles a reply right back. He asks which corner she was hiding in to eavesdrop and immediately gets pinched. Ow, that actually hurts. He lets out a sudden yelp of pain right there.
Huang Liang immediately asks what happened, while Wang Wei retaliates by squeezing her hand.
He stammers out that everything is fine, blaming it on a savage female mosquito while her dad just laughs and drives on.
Huang Rong asks if he can really tell a mosquito's gender, and Wang Wei smugly says absolutely. He jokes that female ones bite way harder, making her dad ask if he got it. Wang Wei stares at her smooth, youthfully pretty face, completely distracted.
Talk about a hit and run. Huang Rong glares back at him while grinding her teeth.
Then boom, she slaps him right on the thigh with zero hesitation. She yells that the mosquito was right there, starting their petty back-and-forth battle.
Her dad is driving completely oblivious to everything until they finally hit a red light.
He glances through the rearview mirror. He spots his daughter literally pinching Wang Wei on the leg, making his eyes widen in pure shock. He finally gets it. What female mosquito? The kid was totally talking about his daughter. Ain't no way old man Wang's son is actually trying to hit on his girl. Thankfully, they arrive at the neighborhood gate, and Wang Qiang heads over to pick up his son. On the way back, her dad casually asks about him. He asks what she thinks of Wang Wei, trying to keep his questions low-key. She just rolls her eyes. Basically, he is as dumb as a pig, which immediately makes her dad's heart sink. This man feels like the precious treasure he raised for 10 years is about to be stolen. And honestly, he knows that pain because his own wife calls him a pig too.
She says his grades are just average.
She casually drops that he was only 78th last time.
Her dad's mouth twitches because she answered that so fast without even thinking. Knowing that detail is a bad sign. Is his daughter really going to end up with that family? Meanwhile, Wang Wei asks his dad if there is some old grudge between him and Huang Rong's father. His dad laughs it off. No feud, just an old love rival. Wang Wei jokes that they almost became siblings, but his dad quickly shuts that down with pure facts.
Fair point. As they pull up to the house, his dad gives him a quiet warning.
He tells him never to bring up old Huang's name around his mother. Supposedly she hates it, but honestly, it feels like his dad is just terrified of her. But then he tells his son to go ahead and marry her because she is a great catch. Total dad support. His mom cooked up an absolute feast of all his favorite dishes. And look at that, 2 cold beers. He jokingly asks his mom if she finally found her conscience today.
Shi Ranran unties her apron, explaining it is to celebrate him finishing the college entrance exams.
She warns him that 1 glass is his limit so he does not ruin his brain. He blames her for his slow brain. His mom immediately shuts that down by flicking him right on the forehead.
She says the hollow sound proves he actually takes after his father.
Then she asks how his exams went, and he confidently claims it was an absolute breeze.
She jokes that he might make it to junior college, which makes him roll his eyes.
He tells her to dream bigger because he might actually get into a top-tier university. His mom literally pauses. She promises to give him all 20,000 yuan of his father's hidden emergency cash. His dad freezes in pure horror while Wang Wei just grins. It is a deal. Over dinner, his dad brings up some interesting news. Chai Zhuohua, the deputy manager at the Jiangxin branch of Dongfeng Sanzhen, is stepping down for personal reasons. He is transferring over to the Bashu branch, leaving a massive vacancy for the deputy manager position back home. The company plans to promote someone internally, and our boy's dad, Wang Qiang, is officially on the shortlist. Honestly, his dad has the absolute best shot at this because he is tight with the general manager. And in a corporate game like this, the big boss has the ultimate final say. Our boy freezes. He has absolutely zero memory of this promotion in his past life.
Is this a butterfly effect from his regression, or was he just too oblivious back then?
He starts wondering if his dad's tragic ruin and sudden death were somehow connected to this promotion. He asks who the other candidates are, and his dad just takes a sip of beer. His dad laughs, asking why he even cares since he barely knows anyone at the office. Our boy insists, telling his dad to spit it out so he and his mom can analyze things. He jokes that even if his brain is not enough, surely his mom is smart enough. I mean, she is literally a top-tier nurse, so she definitely has the brain power. His mom immediately glares at his dad with pure dominance, basically warning him to watch his mouth. 1 wrong word and she will slap him. Since he is whipped, he folds.
He quickly coughs up the shortlist, a guy named Zhu Daocai and another named Sun Mingyang. Those are the exact two shady guys our MC saw at the hotel, plus a woman named Wang Fang.
Honestly, this candidate list is mostly just for show right now.
It does not mean much because everything ultimately depends on what the general manager wants. At the end of the day, their family analysis changes nothing. But sitting here having a family dinner to celebrate finishing his exams is different. Our main character feels deeply satisfied because in his past life, he was always alone. This warm, lively atmosphere is the exact future he wants to protect. Later that afternoon, his dad heads back to work. His mom's vacation is over, so she heads back to the hospital. Our boy decides to tag along to the office, claiming he wants to play games. But that is just a cover. His real goal is to investigate Xiaomei Li. Too bad for him, though, because she is out of the office today. Nobody knows when she will be back, but he remembers her well. She is only 29 years old, but she is a piece of work. While she has some looks, her personality is wild and low-key flirty. Her outfits are always super revealing, even though she is married. Actually, her husband is just a factory worker who makes less money than her. Since she is the breadwinner, she completely dominates the household. On top of that, she has a younger brother named Xiao Qingfeng. The guy is a total bum, but here is the crazy part. In the MC's past life, this trash slept with the gold digger Liu Ruyan. Back then, those two teamed up to ruin him with unforgettable scars. He literally carried a massive physical scar from when they stabbed him. Since she is not around, he just sits bored at an old desk. The desktop screen in front of him is covered in thick dust. It clearly hasn't been used in forever, tucked away in a corner.
The rest of the room is just crammed with construction materials.
Honestly, unless you walked inside, you would never notice him sitting there. He has no choice, since his dad banned him from using other computers. This junk computer is the only one he can mess with, so Wang Wei grabs a rag. He wipes it down and flips the switch, but it refuses to boot even after 20 minutes. Instantly losing interest, he just rips the power cord straight out. Slumping back in his chair, he wonders how to make bank in 1999. Honestly, in this golden era, even a pig could fly if they just stood in the right wind. Literally free money everywhere. Plotting his next move, he drifts off right at his desk. Suddenly, a weird noise wakes him up, but he stays completely still, listening closely in the dark. Next second, he completely loses his cool. Bro, he just wanted to play some computer games. He fell asleep by accident, only to catch a couple of absolute scumbags sneaking around. Sneaking into a dusty storage room for a secret hookup? This is actually crazy. Wait, is the guy in this affair his own useless dad, Wang Qiang? No shot. That makes zero sense because Wang Qiang already knows he's here. Creeping up on tiptoes, his inner gossip demon takes over. He sneaks a peek to see who these secret lovers are, and the view absolutely shatters him. The woman is Xiaomei Li, but the guy? It is actually Zhou Daocai. Talk about a massive plot twist. They are secretly hooking up. Suddenly, the sounds stop. Xiaomei Li starts whining about what went wrong, and he almost bursts out laughing right there. Biting his lip, he shrinks back into the darkest corner, not even daring to breathe. Zhou Daocai just laughs it off. There is work at the construction site later, so do not worry. He says he already booked room 803 at the Red Sun Hotel to finish this later. Pausing for a second, he asks if she has finally thought over his little proposal. Xiaomei Li frowns. She's fine with putting on a little show for Wang Qiang. But actually going all the way and leaving evidence behind is way too much of a sacrifice. If her husband finds out about this, he will literally tear their entire family apart. He replies that a broken home is perfect, promising to support her once they ruin old Wang. He promises she will take old Wang's position, and hearing this, Wang Wei starts shaking violently. He had a bad feeling earlier. Now, everything is finally clicking. Hearing this concrete proof makes his blood run cold, and he wants to end them right now. Shock, pure anger, a wave of betrayal makes him absolutely lose his mind. As the fury consumes him, he suddenly remembers how Huang Rong once called him a total fool. A complete idiot. And honestly, she was completely right about him. In his past life, Zhou Daochai acted so fake, tossing him pathetic scraps to look nice.
And like a fool, he was incredibly grateful, treating his worst enemy as a savior.
It is honestly hilarious how stupid he was. Every single time Zhou Daochai looked at him back then, he was probably laughing his head off. He was a brainless pig. He spent 20 years hating his own father over nothing.
He even scattered his dad's ashes, blaming him for his mom's death. He was the real clown.
Liars, backstabbers, and literal murderers. This time, Wang Wei is going to make them pay. He will show them true despair. After waiting a few long moments in silence, Zhou Daocai rushes out after taking a quick call, and Xiao Meili slips away shortly after. Finally letting out a breath, he realizes he is completely soaked in sweat, but tonight is the night.
Room 803. That is exactly where his dad met his tragic end in his past life. It is all starting to click now. He finally sees through Zhou Daochai's sick trap. This was all a massive setup, and thinking back on it now makes him feel sick. His dad died in the most pathetic way possible, but this time, the tables are turning. Alright, so it is time to give them a taste of their own medicine. Soon, our main character slips out of that incredibly smelly utility room. He hesitates about telling Wang Qiang, only to find out the guy is already out. So we head straight to the Hongri Hotel, planning to book the room right across from 803. He scopes out room 803, finding room 804 opposite. But just as he turns to book it downstairs, the door to 804 suddenly opens. The person standing there completely breaks his brain. Seriously, how is it her again? Talk about crazy luck! Huang Rong looks just as shocked to see him. But she quickly gets annoyed by his tone, frowning and demanding to know what he means. She asks if her existence is bothering him, making him quickly backpedal and say absolutely not.
It is just a wild coincidence since he ran into her last time too.
Meeting again today feels like some kind of twisted fate.
Huang Rong snorts, telling him he honestly sounds more like a creepy stalker. Suddenly, the elevator around the corner goes ding. In pure panic, he grabs her. He shoves her back inside and slams the door shut. Startled, she opens her mouth to scream. Quickly covering her mouth, he begs her to be quiet so he can explain everything later. Before he can even finish, a sudden agonizing pain hits his lower stomach. Our fierce school boxing champion proves exactly why she earned that terrifying title.
She is built different, guys.
Doubled over, he groans, asking what he did to deserve this brutal treatment. What did he do? Huang Rong just scoffs. She tells him to stop faking it because she only used 30% of her strength. Just as she treats him like some cartoon villain, heavy footsteps echo outside. He instantly signals her to stay silent, holding his breath as the noise gets closer. Fighting the pain, he stands up to peek through the door peephole. Two random guys walk past. Thankfully, it is not Zhou Daochai. It is not Xiao Meili either, letting him breathe a massive sigh of relief. Holding his bruised stomach, he glares at Huang Rong before collapsing face first onto her bed. She demands to know what he's doing, so he begs her for a quick favor. Staring in pure disgust, she asks what favor as he suggests letting him use her room. Give him her room? Huang Rong is completely lost at this point. Wondering what he wants with it, she asks if he is too broke to rent his own. She even accuses him of trying to hook up with Liu Ruyan right here in her bed. What is she talking about? Honestly, her imagination is way too wild. As if a master player like Liu Ruyan would ever come here to hook up with him. When she asks what player even means, he says it is keeping a whole pond of options. Basically a pro at keeping guys hooked. She stares at him, but does not press further. Instead, she just snorts and agrees that he definitely stands zero chance with her anyway. So why the room? He insists he has other very important plans. But she still says absolutely not, arguing that he might do something sketchy. If he does, she will end up taking the blame. He thinks it over. Realizing this room is irreplaceable, he begs her to check out so he can rebook it. That way he can register it himself. Huang Rong just curls her lip and says no way. She demands to know what he is actually planning to do. With no other choice, Wang Wei finally has to spill his real plan to her. Huang Rong's eyes completely light up with excitement as she asks if he is for real. absolutely real, he says. He is literally swearing on his own reputation. This is a massive deal for his entire family, so he begs her to listen. They have been classmates for 6 years, and their dads are literally childhood best friends. Surely she won't just stand by, but she immediately asks who is trying to harm his dad. He tells her she will find out soon enough as she stares deeply at him. After examining his face for a long moment, she finally agrees to help out.
She jokes that since his dad always called her pretty, she kind of has to.
He quickly hypes her up, calling her the absolute most gorgeous girl in school. Back in 1999, using cheesy pickup lines like that was actually super fresh. Huang Rong smirks and asks if he uses those same smooth lines on Liu Ruyan. He denies it, and knowing his dad, Wang Qiang, is in danger, she happily volunteers to help. Next, he asks her why she left room 802 in the first place. She rolls her eyes and complains that the room next to 802 was too loud. It kept her awake all night, so she had to switch rooms immediately. He gets curious and asks if people were just playing cards late at night. She blushes slightly and just mutters that it was just super noisy, okay? Seeing her reaction, he instantly realizes exactly what kind of noise she heard. Honestly, this is hilarious. He playfully teases her for not inviting him over sooner. After that, things get pretty quiet between the two fresh high school graduates. When they run out of things to say, they just start talking about their exams. She asks what major he wants to pick, and he casually says anything works for him. In his past life, he chose computer science, but now he has genius-level Huawei 20A expertise. If he picks that major again, what is he going to do, teach the professors? But she is not having his lazy answer and starts lecturing him about future careers. She warns Wang Wei that choosing a major is way more important than picking a school. If he is not careful, he will end up jobless, but he just teases her back. He asks if she wants to try mortuary science, since funeral homes are always hiring. She glares at him and asks if he is actually serious about working with dead bodies. He laughs and says if he were that crazy, he would check himself into a hospital. She tells him to get lost and kicks him hard right in the leg. Storming straight into the bathroom, she slams the door shut with a loud bang. She looks in the mirror for a bit before walking over to the toilet. Suddenly, everything gets dead silent, and she realizes he is waiting right outside the door. Honestly, this whole vibe is getting pretty tense, and outside, our boy is just waiting. He is rubbing his bruised shin, grimacing in pain from her surprisingly powerful kick. Limping over to the door, he checks the peephole, but the hallway is completely empty. There is not a single soul in sight, making him wonder if they must wait till night. He rubs his chin and sits back down on the bed when something catches his eye. Right next to the pillow is a pair of white stockings with cute pink edges. They look incredibly pretty, so he naturally reaches out and picks them up. At that exact second, Huang Rong opens the door and walks straight out. Panicking, he shoves them into his pocket, while she acts like she saw absolutely nothing. She walks over, cranks the TV volume up, and heads straight into the bathroom. What a bizarre girl. Seriously, who needs the TV blasting just to use the restroom? What a weird habit. But then, it suddenly clicks for him. She's just trying to drown out whatever loud noises might come from next door. So the two of them end up stuck watching TV until the sun completely sets. Huang Rong keeps staring through the peephole before turning back to look at him skeptically. She asks if he is just lying to her to get her to watch TV. He stares at her for 2 seconds, then simply tells her to go home. She gets annoyed, saying there is no way she is leaving her own booked room. She just paid to extend it, so he offers to pay her back. She asks if she looks poor, prompting him to ask what she actually wants. A boyfriend, maybe? But right as they are staring each other down, boom! Heavy footsteps echo from the hallway, sounding exactly like a woman walking in high heels. A card key beeps, and he immediately springs up to pull Huang Rong away from the door. He glues his eye to the peephole and confirms it. That is definitely Xiao Mai Li. But wait, why is she completely alone? Zhou Daochai is nowhere to be seen. Huang Rong is dying of curiosity after waiting all day, so she squeezes in close. She nudges him aside to peek outside just as Xiao Mai Li is walking into her room. The door slams shut, and she only catches a quick glimpse of a silhouette. She turns to him, whispering to ask if that was really the target. Their faces are literally less than 5 centimeters apart, and he can feel her warm breath. It's surprisingly soft, warm, and sweet. He nods slightly, asking if she seriously did not catch a glimpse of the woman. She only saw a leg. Now they are standing incredibly close, pressed together. Their shoulders rub, but his mind is busy calculating his next strategic move. He spent the entire afternoon planning out every single scenario for tonight. He has over 10 different plans mapped out. This guy is seriously built different. Now he just waits. Huang Rong stares up at him with wavering eyes. Leaning against the door, she suddenly drops a totally unexpected question out of nowhere. She asks what he actually likes about Liu Ruyan, leaving him totally speechless. What is he like? Getting played like a fool and strung along? He scoffs internally at the thought of being just another fish in her pond. He tells her to step back, but she refuses to leave and asks his plan. He hushes her. There is no way he can explain that he knows the future. He knows exactly what is going down over the next 20 years of this world. Huang Rong pouts her lips and puffs her cheeks out in frustration.
Just as she's about to complain, a sudden set of footsteps approaches outside.
He instantly clamps his hand over her mouth, gluing his eyes to the peephole. Her eyes go wide as she blinks in surprise, not making a single sound. She looks absolutely adorable and dazed. Finally, the target walks into view. It is indeed Zhao Daoche, and his heart immediately starts pounding like crazy.
Zhou Daocai pauses outside room 803 before turning to stare at 804.
Watching through the peephole, he freezes up, instantly fearing that they just got busted. But he quickly forces himself to calm down. There is zero shot he was spotted. The guy is just paranoid. Sure enough, Zhao Daochai knocks on room 803.
The door quickly opens, and he catches a glimpse.
Xiao Mei Li is already stripped down, wearing nothing but a single white bath towel.
She smiles, teasing that he arrived pretty fast, while Zhou Daochai just smirks back.
He immediately reaches out, teasing her for stripping down so quickly.
She playfully complains she did it just for his convenience.
He chuckles, mentioning he has to head home by 9:30, and they quickly slip inside. The door slams shut, and faint, suggestive sounds start echoing from inside the room, along with some playful protests prompting our main character to finally look away. He lets go of Huang Rong's mouth, only to realize something pretty hilarious. The school beauty's face is completely flushed, her expression showing a mix of pure embarrassment. Honestly, with that wild dialogue right outside the door, you can't blame her.
There's no way she missed that, and even a kid could guess what they're up to. She whispers, asking if they were supposed to be plotting against his dad.
What exactly is going on here? Huang Rong asks in a quiet voice. He pulls her away from the door and immediately rushes over to the bed. Grabbing the landline, he dials the emergency number, disguising his voice to report. He reports that a woman is being assaulted at the Red Sun Hotel in room 803. Adding that lives are at stake, he leaves Huang Rong staring in complete disbelief.
She never expected this kind of wild play, but our boy completely ignores her questions.
Right now, every second counts, and he needs to make his moves fast. Especially if Zhou Daochai finishes quickly. As soon as he hangs up, he makes another call. This time, he dials Xiao Mei Li's home landline, a number he luckily memorized beforehand. He saw it in his godfather's office and asks if he's speaking to Xiao Hui. A second number for Zhou Daocai's place is also ready, but he saves that for later. Huang Rong gives him a serious look, pointing out that calling from this hotel phone is risky. Leaving a trace is definitely a minor risk, but he doesn't have many other options. He can't just run outside to find a payphone, and besides, even with caller ID, it's fine. It only shows the main hotel switchboard anyway, so Huang Rong eventually drops it.
She tells herself that reporting crimes is just what good citizens are supposed to do. Her dad raised her right, after all.
They quickly pack up and slip out. As soon as they hit the lobby, a squad of police officers comes rushing in. The officers storm past, brushing right by them in front of the elevator doors. Even though Huang Rong's dad is a police captain, she still feels low-key nervous. After all, participating in a real sting operation like this is a first for her. She complains she's hungry and demands a meal, but he tells her to wait. Promising her a massive feast later, he sits down on a lobby sofa to watch the show. Sure enough, it doesn't take long before a panicked man comes sprinting through the entrance. Our boy recognizes him immediately, as he is none other than Xiao Mei Li's husband.
In his past life, when Mei Li's schemes worked, this guy was incredibly hostile to him.
He smirks, telling Huang Rong it's finally time to go. Time for dinner, especially since room 803 is about to become a total war zone. Things are about to get absolutely wild in there. Fast forward to 7 p.m. He brings Huang Rong to the entrance of a Japanese restaurant, the exact place Liu Ruyan wanted to try before. Huang Rong looks up at the sign, totally surprised that he is treating her here.
She complains it's too expensive, and honestly, our boy completely agrees.
He suggests they just head back to that cheap hot pot place they passed earlier.
But she scoffs at the idea, dragging him straight into the expensive spot. Our guy is exhausted, complaining that he literally spent the day taking the blame for her. She laughs, saying his money is useless since he will just spend it on his crush, Liu Ruyan. He frowns instantly, completely annoyed that she even brought up that girl.
She asks if he still likes her, but he says he moved on.
She does not buy his lies at all, staring him down with a suspicious look. He jokes about her giving him a sister, earning an instant death glare. The two keep bickering as they head inside, but just a short distance away, a mysterious black Santana is idling nearby, with a middle-aged man watching from within. He looks deeply worried as he watches them disappear. Later that night, our main character finally gets home. He finds his dad, Wang Qiang, relaxing on the couch watching TV, and a sudden wave of guilt hits him. In his past life, he misunderstood his father for years and never even gave him a proper grave. His ashes were just scattered. This time, our boy is determined to be the perfect, dutiful son. He wants to take care of his old man properly as a way to make up for everything. Determined to show some love, he runs to the bathroom to prepare warm foot-washing water. He places the basin in front of Wang Qiang, who looks up completely shocked.
The dad asks what he is doing, and the boy replies that he's just showing some respect.
He tells his dad to stop looking so shocked and just wash up. But the old man knows his kid too well. Random acts of kindness usually mean trouble. He gives the brat a highly suspicious look, waiting for the catch. He immediately asks if his son accidentally got their family friend Huang Lang's daughter pregnant. Our boy's heart skips a beat as he visualizes how terrifying that would actually end up. He would get absolutely folded by her champion boxer dad with a $9.99 critical hit, so he quickly denies it. He stammers that they are strictly friends, and things are definitely not what his dad is thinking. The dad sighs, shifting his gaze to tell his son some serious news. He looks almost disappointed, admitting that he just witnessed some major drama on his way home. He explains that old Zhao from his son's company just got dragged away by the police at the Hongri Hotel. He was caught assaulting a woman who actually works directly under our main character, a lady named Xiao Mei Li. Apparently, her furious husband showed up too, leaving our boy completely shocked by the news. His dad confirms it is absolutely true, since he saw the entire scene with his own eyes.
He asks why his dad was even hanging around that hotel, causing a long silence from the old man.
The dad suddenly stands up to go check on things, but the boy quickly grabs him to stop him.
He warns him that Mei Li's furious husband might crack his skull open if he tries to interfere. But the dad insists that since Mei Li got targeted by that scumbag Zhou Dao Cai, he needs to offer support. Our guy sighs internally, knowing that the attractive woman was actually a trap set up specifically for his dad.
He reminds him that he isn't even the boss, and the husband is currently in a blind rage.
Going over there right now is literally just volunteering to be a punching bag for them.
Plus, this massive scandal is going to completely wreck the reputation of their company, Dongfang Sanjian.
With their team about to transition to a new project dungeon, headquarters finding out would be a total disaster.
The dad looks at him in sheer surprise as the boy suggests letting the big boss handle it instead.
He pats his shoulder, jokingly asking if this brilliant tactical thinking really belongs to a regular college kid. The old man then decides to call Lao Zhang, also known as Zhang Sanfeng, the branch manager.
The next day, our boy arrives at the classroom for the nerve-wracking college entrance exam score estimation. Sitting in the second-to-last row, Liu Ruyan spots Wang Wei walking over, getting closer by the second.
She pretends not to notice, staring down at her fingernails to act cool.
But then, boom! Wang Wei walks right past her and sits next to the school beauty, Huang Rong.
Getting points in class doesn't matter right now. He only cares about what happened to Zhou Daocai and Xiao Mei Li.
Since Huang Rong is the daughter of the local police chief, she might actually have some insider info.
After all, Wang Wei used a hotel phone yesterday to tip off Xiao Mei Li's husband.
That call could easily be traced back to him, so he needs to play his cards right. Huang Rong turns her head, giving him a cold, piercing stare.
He stares back, and honestly, even with zero expression, this girl is an absolute visual.
She is so incredibly gorgeous that he starts wondering if he should take Lao Wang's advice. Maybe he should just marry her. Meanwhile, all the girls are watching them. Everyone is gossiping. Usually, anyone brave enough to sit next to this martial arts goddess would be dead. Her aura literally radiates pure death. Wang Wei sends people running, yet here is Wang Wei sitting right next to her.
And she is not even mad. Wait, what is up with that eye contact?
Are these two actually sparking? The guys in class are absolutely crying tears of jealousy. They look like someone just stole their wives. Meanwhile, Liu Ruyan is still pretending to look at her nails, but keeping her eyes glued to the aisle. But when she realizes he is not walking over to her, she immediately snaps her head up. To her absolute shock, Wang Wei is sitting next to Huang Rong, and they are sitting pretty close.
No shot. What is wrong with them? Her nails dig straight into her hands.
It hurts, but her chest hurts even more. Honestly, she feels like her loyal pet was just stolen right under her nose. Talk about instant karma. Wang Wei notices everyone staring. Honestly, he is not even trying to hit on her. She is a martial arts powerhouse with a terrifying family. We are talking a crazy protective police chief dad and a super snobbish mom.
Dating her would be a total death sentence.
He can already picture himself getting absolutely squeezed from all sides in that household. Kneeling on durians? No thanks. As a regression main character, why seek that suffering? Though her side profile is pretty gorgeous. She looks like a dream girl. Hey, Huang Rong, I need to ask you something. He leans in close, whispering into her ear. Huang Rong turns to look at him, biting her lips softly. Her face flushes bright pink, but our dense main character does not notice at all.
He just whispers, "Do you know what happened to those two?"
The ones who got arrested at the hotel yesterday? Huang Rong shakes her head. Wait, not even your dad knows?
She has not heard him mention it. Total dead end.
Since it is a criminal case, he figured the police chief would definitely be involved. Especially since the call came from his room. He expected some solid leads, but it looks like he has to dig himself. Never mind then, I will go sit in the back. He stands up immediately.
Huang Rong is completely stunned. She honestly thought he was going to stay.
But he does not even notice her look, heading straight to the back. The crowd instantly starts clowning on Wang Wei, laughing that the school beauty Huang Rong just kicked him out. Honestly, they think he is completely out of his league since she looks pretty annoyed. These NPCs are literally calling him a loser who does not stand a ghost of a chance.
Even his toxic ex, Liu Ruyan, is secretly gloating, thinking he totally deserved it.
But our boy Wang Wei just walks right past her without even giving her a single glance. That absolute cold shoulder immediately hits Liu Ruyan right in her ego, making her super frustrated again. Grades are out, everyone scatters. With 3 days before college applications, Wang Wei decides to check on his dad's construction firm. Leaving villains like Zhou Daochai and Xiao Meili unchecked just feels way too risky. Especially since his uncle Wang Qiang's accident happens in 2 days, and Zhou Daochai is definitely plotting something. He heads out. Suddenly, Liu Ruyan rushes to block his path. Then she literally hides around a corner and fake bumps right into him. Talk about desperate. It is a tiny tap, but she dramatically flops straight onto the ground anyway. She lets out a fake gasp, looking up with tears to accuse him of knocking her down, demanding he pull her up immediately, while Wang Wei just looks down at her with pure disgust. Like, is she serious right now? Her acting is so trash, especially over the past 3 years. He realizes she used to pull this exact manipulative stunt all the time back then. He cannot believe he was ever down bad for her. Now she is whining for Wang Wei to help her. Complaining about how much she hurts, hoping he will finally fall for her weak act. Instead, he just walks away, cold. Suddenly, a slender hand reaches in out of nowhere and violently yanks Liu Ruyan straight up. Blue school uniform, long ponytail. It is literally the legendary cold-hearted school beauty Huang Rong herself, looking drop-dead gorgeous. Even Wang Wei is stunned by her sudden dramatic entrance. Liu Ruyan is totally dazed, glaring at her and calling out Huang Rong's name. Complaining that the yank hurt, but Huang Rong just hits her with a cold smile.
Asking if she didn't just hurt herself from that ridiculous fake fall, immediately exposing her lies.
Stuttering in panic, there is no way Liu Ruyan is going to admit she lied. Huang Rong says she saw the whole thing, completely shattering her remaining dignity. Glaring back, she tries to play it off as just a joke between her and Wang Wei. Huang Rong just scoffs and reminds her that she literally rejected him already.
Snapping back if it is any of her business, these two school beauties are finally clashing.
They are both top-tier beauties at Jangsan High, and the tension is insane right now.
But now they are ready to throw major hands over our boy Wang Wei. I did not see this twist coming, guys. It is a complete drama fest, and the mastermind behind all of this? Just Wang Wei, casually eating popcorn on the side until Huang Rong suddenly kicks his leg. She demands her socks back, completely throwing Wang Wei off guard as he just freezes up. Liu Ruyan's jaw drops, completely bewildered as to why Huang Rong's socks would be with him. Our boy immediately panics, trying to play dumb about the whole thing. She doubles down on her stockings, calling him out for hiding them, pointing out she literally saw them stuffed inside his pants pocket while they were eating sushi yesterday. Threatening to ask his dad to search his room if he will not confess. Seeing Liu Ruyan's face turn completely pale with shock, Wang Wei finally realizes what Huang Rong is doing.
This is an absolute pro-gamer move, but why is she helping him make his ex jealous?
Helping him escape Liu Ruyan's hook? Yeah, it is totally possible. Wang Wei glances at the quiet girl, saying he already washed her stockings early this morning. He promises to return them once they dry, swearing he did nothing weird with her stockings. Wait, what could he even do? She innocently asks what unspeakable things stockings are even used for. Girls born in '99 are so pure. This school beauty literally has no idea what he means. He laughs, saying she will understand later, then asks about her bike. It is in the shed, so she suggests he give her a ride. She is off to see her dad, so he has to pedal. As the two walk side by side to the shed, Liu Ruyan is left standing there completely frozen. Watching them, Liu Ruyan basically chokes on the dog food. Honestly, she deserved that. The implied details feel too scummy for her to accept right now. It has only been 4 days since Wang Wei confessed to her. Why did he change so fast?
She barely finishes her thoughts before her tears start falling.
Meanwhile, Wang Wei rides out of the school gates with the ultimate white moonlight. Everyone spots them, triggering a wave of dramatic, heartbroken screams from the crowd. He pedals incredibly fast, feeling pretty smug about having her on his back. This is literally every guy's dream. Until a sharp pinch hits his waist. Huang Rong pinches his side, telling him to slow down before they crash. Are you taking responsibility if I fall? He just laughs and agrees. He jokes about taking care of her forever. Youth is truly the best.
He feels like he has endless energy with graduation right around the corner.
Since these are their final high school days, Huang Rong does not care about any judgy stares. Riding on the back, she spreads her arms wide. Feeling the wind of youth, she asks Wang Wei to sing a song. She threatens him, reminding him how much she helped him just yesterday. Plus, he stole her socks, so he asks for her request.
She suggests a classic track, teasing that he sang it to Liu Ruyan recently.
Apparently, he even played the guitar back then.
He faintly remembers doing that, but that song is way too old now.
There is no way he remembers the lyrics, so he offers to sing something else instead. He decides on a track called Divination. Trust me, this song is a total banger. He starts singing his selected song. Huang Rong stays completely silent on the back seat until the song ends, clearly wanting to hear more. She demands an encore, so he complies. He sings all the way to their destination, announcing they have finally arrived. He refuses to sing anymore because his throat is literally on fire. He balances the bike with one foot while she praises his beautiful voice.
She looks at him with incredibly soft eyes.
He gets major wholesome viral video vibes from her right now.
He warns her she probably cannot buy this tape anywhere.
Confused, she looks up and asks if it is not on the market yet.
She asks if he wrote it himself, catching him completely off guard.
He wonders if he is turning into a typical copycat main character before downplaying it. He claims he simply heard the melody playing on repeat in a dream. He just memorized it, asking if she even believes him.
The girl looks at Wang Wei and suddenly asks if he's going to calculate his exam score yet.
He just smiles and tells her it's a secret as she grabs her bicycle back from him. She hops on. Then she glances back.
She tells him she's applying to Zhenghai, and if he ends up going there too,
she might actually consider looking out for him. Plus, she thanks him for the song.
And since he liked her Huang Rong cosplay socks so much, she says he can keep them.
Then she happily pedals away, humming the tune of Divination as she rides off. Honestly, she likes Divination way more than You Who Shared My Desk. She mumbles that since he already gave that other song to Liu Ruyan, she didn't want it anyway. Meanwhile, Wang Wei walks into the East Three Swords branch office, and the moment he steps inside, he hears a massive shouting match. And wait, is that his dad's voice? His heart skips a beat. He sprints inside. The lobby is a total disaster zone, with two groups of people screaming at the top of their lungs. Shoving has already started, and this one young punk is especially out of control. Pure toxicity.
The guy literally grabs a woman by her hair, yelling out, "You bitch, what is your deal with that guy Zoe?"
Are you his side chick? Did Joe get tired of you? To set up my sister? I will beat you to death. With a tight grip on her hair, he delivers two brutal slaps right to her face.
She screams in agony, clawing back and leaving bloody scratch marks across his face.
Wang Wei's dad, Wang Qiang, rushes in with a few workers to break it up. But when Wang Wei gets a clear look, his eyes instantly turn cold. He remembers this arrogant little trash all too well.
It's Xiao Qingfeng, Xiao Meili's brother, the exact same player Liu Ruyan was cheating with in his past life.
Seriously, what was she thinking to end up with a complete loser like him?
Honestly, his own brain back then was probably fried too.
When he caught them together back then, he actually tried to protect Liu Ruyan.
The reward for his stupidity? Getting stabbed by Xiao Qingfeng while Liu Ruyan literally mocked him. That was the wake-up call he needed. But seeing this chaos now? Absolute gold!
He was actually worried that Zhou Daochai might have paid off Xiao Meili's family to keep them quiet. Since Wang Wei's anonymous tip about Zhou Daochai was a bit of a gamble without hard proof. If Xiao Meili had just denied everything, the whole scandal probably would have blown over. But with Xiao Qingfeng acting like a maniac in the office, this is the ultimate clutch assist.
And get this, the woman getting slapped isn't even one of Zhao's people. Wang Wei saw her yesterday.
It's Wang Fang, another candidate for the deputy general manager position. This is wild. How did she even get dragged into this? Just then, Wang Qiang spots his son walking in. He immediately runs over. Wei, what are you doing here? Go, go, go! It is too dangerous here. Just head up to my office. Playing dumb, Wang Wei asks his dad, "What is going on here? I thought some thugs came to collect protection money. Isn't headquarters sending people today?" If they see this, the company's image is ruined. Wang Qiang's head is spinning. He glares at the screaming crowd, feeling totally helpless. One side is Zhu's family and the other is Xiao Meili's. "We're just trying to keep them apart," he sighs. "The police should be here any minute." Just then, a few strong workers from the company rush in. They finally manage to pry them apart, but the non-stop swearing keeps echoing through the lobby. Our MC is low-key loving the drama, asking his dad, Old Wang, what is actually going on. Wait, wasn't Zhou Daochai just locked up yesterday for forcing himself on someone? Why is the Zhou family causing a scene then? Old Wang says they only claim Xiao Meili is his mistress. Old Wang tells him to stay out of grown-up business, asking if he estimated his exam scores today. How did the score estimate go? Is getting into a junior college safe at least? Honestly, in Old Wang's eyes, this work drama is nothing compared to his kids' exam scores.
Our MC rolls his eyes, asking why his dad has zero faith in him. Only junior college?
Old Wang laughs it off, saying they just did not want to stress him out. They just wanted him to do his best. But even if it is just a junior college, they will take it. He is his son, after all. Besides, the oldest brother is basically guaranteed to get into a four-year university. Who knows about top-tier schools, though? Old Wang suddenly stares at him with wide eyes. With a hilarious face, he asks if the MC can actually aim for a top-tier school, like Jiangnan University. But here's the thing, our MC is secretly aiming for Zonghai University instead. No shot is it just to chase the school beauty, Huang. He wants that sweet city residency. That way he can basically retire early.
Honestly, even thinking about Peking University is a massive stretch.
Yeah, no shot he goes there anyway, especially since it is way too far from Jiangshan.
Changing the subject, our MC asks where their big boss is. Speak of the devil, he just walked in. A guy who is slightly over 5'7", wearing glasses, and sporting some heavy stubble walks in, followed by a stylish young woman in a European-style business skirt. Along with them is a middle-aged guy in casual clothes. The man leading them is none other than Zhang Sanfeng, the big boss of the Zhangxin branch. He instantly barks, "What is going on here?" He yells that this is a workplace, not a damn flea market. If they want to demand justice, they should go to the police station and let the cops handle it. His tone is incredibly sharp. He is clearly in a terrible mood. The young woman beside him is actually not an employee, but an industry friend of his who holds a pretty influential status. They had some highly important business to discuss, but he definitely did not expect to walk into this absolute circus. One worker cries out to boss saying that Xiao Meili's brother is totally unreasonable and she was just trying to stop the fight. She points to her face, crying that he beat her up and she is absolutely calling the cops. She insists she is going to sue him, screaming that she has never been touched like this in her life. As Wang Feng is hysterically crying, things take an even wilder turn. Xiao Chengfeng hears that the big boss has arrived and immediately storms right over. He confronts him, asking if he is the boss, and pointing out his sister works here. He yells that she was literally assaulted by their company manager right in the middle of her shift. He demands 500,000 yuan immediately, not caring if the company pays or the Zhou family does. RMC looks at Xiao Chengfeng's greedy face and can only shake his head. This guy is clearly just a brainless, reckless thug with absolutely zero common sense. Honestly, running straight to a corporate office to extort cash takes a special kind of stupid. He probably has massive gambling debts again and saw this tragic situation as a goldmine opportunity. So he rushed over to extort them without even telling his sister. Talk about a terrible move. Zhang Sanfeng looks utterly disgusted, reminding him that the police have not even finished their investigation yet. There is zero logic in demanding cash from them when this is strictly between his sister and Zhou Daochai. He promises that the company will not run from their actual responsibilities once things are cleared up. But they need the police report first, and the sister herself has to come make the request. Xiao Chengfeng snaps back, screaming that they are just trying to play him for a fool. He points at old Wang, yelling that as Xiao Meili's direct boss, he cannot just dodge this. He steps up, telling the young master not to worry because they will definitely get justice for his sister. But that process takes time, and demanding 500,000 yuan right off the bat is honestly insane. He tells him to shut his mouth and get lost. Xiao Chengfeng tries to slap Wang Qiang, but out of nowhere, a foot flies in and kicks him right in the ribs. The impact sends him stumbling backward repeatedly until he lands flat on his butt. Of course our MC threw that kick because no shot he is letting his dad get touched. With all his deep-seated past grudges boiling over, that kick had some real devastating force. The guy threatens our MC, warning him that he is going to pay for this. But before he can finish threatening him, the cops arrive. Wang Feng immediately rushes over to play the victim, finally bringing this absolute circus to a temporary halt. Our guy has to tag along to the police station, feeling Xiao Chengfeng shooting absolutely venomous death glares at him the entire way there. But as a regressor, our guy is not some naive kid anymore. By 5:30 in the evening, he is riding home on the back of his dad's motorcycle. By now, he already knows how the company handled the scumbag Zhou Daochai. He got fired, but the real plot twist is what actually went down while our MC was still at the station. Xiang Meili ran in, all bruised and swollen, crying that her husband had beaten her up. She wants to change her statement to save him. She claims it was all consensual, leaving everyone wondering if Zhu Daochai has some serious dirt on her. Or maybe getting beaten by her husband made her decide to get a divorce and run off. But Zhou Daochai is already married, making this drama even messier. Either way, the boss, Zhen Shangfang, fired her too, and as for that compensation Xiao Chengfeng wanted, obviously, he did not get a single cent of it. Our guy is pretty satisfied with how things turned out, even though he cannot completely destroy Zhou Daochai just yet. It takes more than a minor scandal to fully ruin a guy like him, so patience is key. Heaven gave him a second chance, and he won't show mercy. He will absolutely show no mercy. Meanwhile, the school beauty Huang Rong is humming a little song. She is busy in the kitchen because aside from her studies, this notoriously cold school beauty has a secret. Her absolute favorite hobby is cooking up a storm and making her own favorite dishes. If her classmates at school knew about this domestic side of her, their minds would be totally blown. Around 6 o'clock, her mother gets home from work and immediately starts asking about her daughter's estimated exam score. Huang Rong calmly expects a solid 660. Her mother, Tao Yufen, nods in approval because everyone knows this year's exam was brutally hard, making that score incredibly impressive. Her aunt actually called earlier to let them know she already went ahead and did some deep research on Zonghai University, so they are set. Getting in is basically a lock. It is an exhausting career, whereas going into politics would be much easier with her grandfather's backing. Huang Rong pauses, quietly saying she will think about it. This catches her mother off guard, since she only brought the idea up in passing. Seeing her daughter actually hesitate is so out of character for the usually stubborn girl. So she asks Xiao Wei what other majors she wants. Still undecided? Well, there is still plenty of time left. No need to rush, just think it over. Her mother stands by the door for a brief moment before heading back to her room. Left alone, Huang Rong holds her spatula, softly biting her lip in deep thought. She wonders which college that guy is going to choose. Meanwhile, our MC's mom, Shi Ranran, is also busy asking about his score. After all, nothing else matters to exam parents. Honestly, everything else takes a back seat while our guy hesitates for a second. Seeing him look so hesitant, his mom, Shi Ranran, immediately starts panicking. She tells him to speak up boldly, even if college is out of the question.
At worst, she says, they just won't hold their heads high when his aunt laughs.
She even jokes about raising a second kid instead, until his dad tugs her back. His dad tells her to say something positive, but she claims she is just trying to comfort him.
His dad sighs, thinking they should prepare for vocational school since the kid got rejected right before the exam.
There is no way that did not mess with him. Let me see his estimated score.
Surprisingly, our main character is confident he can secure over 500, maybe even 600 points. His parents are in shock because everyone said this year's exam was insanely difficult.
Our guy jokingly tells them to look at whose son he is, making his dad bark back that he was just worried.
Dad complains that keeping his mouth shut for days was absolute torture. That pre-exam confession almost gave his dad a heart attack, but looking at the score, Wang Qiang admits it is actually decent.
Shi Ranran quickly asks if this score guarantees a spot at a proper 4-year university.
When she worries if he estimated it wrong, he just smiles and says it is pretty much locked in. He reassures her that the final score will only be higher, making Shi Ranran let out a massive sigh of relief. She suddenly rushes over with a huge scream, grabbing his waist and trying to spin him around. But our guy is too tall, and his tiny mom cannot even budge him.
Instead, she just jumps up to cling to him and plants 2 massive kisses on his face.
She praises her boy and immediately declares that all of his dad's secret cash stash now belongs to him.
Hearing this, Wang Qiang's smile completely freezes as he stammers that an estimate does not count yet. But our main character teasingly asks if his dad is just trying to hide the money somewhere else. His mom promises to secure the funds and immediately begins her ultimate treasure hunt around the house. First, she fishes out 1,000 yuan from a shoebox on the top shelf of the cabinet. Then she heads over to a dusty decorative screen sitting in the corner of the living room. She pulls out another 2,000 yuan in rolled up cash before storming straight into the kitchen. She grabs an old sugar jar from a cabinet and extracts yet another secret stack of bills. Honestly, looking at his dad's face, the poor man looks like he just got hit with a fatal blow. His face is literally twitching as his wife continues digging up cash from the darkest corners.
Finally, Shi Ranran marches out of the bedroom with a bank card and slams it down like a victorious general.
She proudly announces that she will keep all 25,000 yuan safe for him until the scores drop.
Our guy nods along quickly, absolutely loving this hilarious family dynamic. Truth is, he does not even care about the money itself in this new lifetime.
His main goal is just keeping his family safe, though he is seriously impressed by his dad's insane hiding skills. Like, hiding cash in so many random spots is actually crazy. His dad is built different. Too bad even the craftiest dad cannot escape the divine tracking skills of his goddess of a mom.
He just smiles to himself, finding this warm, chaotic family moment absolutely priceless.